Hey everyone, in this video we will learn how to parameterize the database values if we are trying to fetch data from a SQL Server database in Power BI. So let's start. For example, let's say I've got a dev, test and prod database and I'm trying to, let's say I've worked on the dev database, I'm happy with what I've done, I've pushed my changes to test and then prod. I want to change my Power BI or want to point my Power BI file to test or prod. So we learn how to parameterize the database name. So all we need to change is the parameter values rather than opening and changing the mQuery code. So let's start. So I'll just show you in this case, specific case, I've got two databases. This is my prod, for example, and this is my dev. So at the moment I'm working in dev. So let's just get some data from dev. I'll just say get data on the home and then click on SQL Server. And here I'll just type localhost. And for the database name, I'll just type adventure works. Let's just get the name again. So adventure works DW 2017, and we are working in dev at the moment. So I'll just hit OK and open the Power Query editor for us, and we'll just select the tables I've worked on. So just for the sake of example, let's assume that we are using three tables. So we'll use the dim customer, dim product, and fact internet sales table. And I'll hit on transform data. So as you can see in Power Query editor that it is already getting the data for us from dim customer table, product table, and the fact internet sales table. So now if I just click dim product and click on view tab in Power Query editor and hit advanced editor, you can see here in the mQuery code that it is pointing to the dev database. But what I want to do is parameterize this value. So I'll just cancel out of this, go back to the home tab, click on manage parameters, and I'll click parameter. And because it's the database name we are trying to parameterize, we'll just call it database name. And it's a text value. So I'll just say text, and it's a list of values because I'll have more than one field. So we'll have venture So let's just copy this, and the other our prod database is called this. And the default value for now, I'll just keep it to dev, and I'll point because I want it to point to dev. And the current value is also this, and I'll hit OK. So now you will see that the parameter name becomes available and the current value for the parameter is dev. So now let's go to dim product. And on the right hand side applied steps, I'll click on source. The gear icon which is next to the source, so it opens a pop-up, and here for the database name I'll just say parameter, pick it up from a parameter, and it just automatically picks the database name because that was the only variable we had. If we had more than one variable, that thing would have changed and we would have to use the drop down. For now we'll just hit OK. And you can see now that it's still picking data from the same table, dim product. And we'll go to the view tab again and click on advanced editor. And you can see now that it is using the variable database name. So let's say now I wanted my dim product to point to the prod database. So I'll just need to go here, database name, and I'll change the current value. So I'll change it to, and if I go back to dim product, now it is pointing to the prod database. So let's say, I just want to show you that let's say if someone comes along and they change the table dim product and they maybe, let's just say they rename it. So I'll just right click here and I rename it, and let's just call it dim product 1. So now what happens if I point it to the dev database? So I'll go to the parameter and I'll point it to dev and see what happens to the dim product icon. So this value. So I'll just point it to dev, but the table doesn't exist. So see, it automatically says the table doesn't exist. You can see. Let's go back, make it point to prod because we know the table exists in prod for now. And you can see that we've got data again. So now let's just go back to here and quickly change the name. And now if we go back and change the parameter to dev, it will pick it up. So see, we're not getting the error symbol. So essentially what happens is, if you've got multiple databases, so you could have a dev, you could have a test, you could have a UAT instance, and then you have a prod. So rather than coming and changing the M code or clicking on the gear icon and pointing it to the respective database, all you need to do is just change the database name at one place. So you don't have to, so let's say I've got 3 tables. If there were 20 tables, I would have to make that change in 20 places. So instead of doing that, if I parameterize the database name, I can automatically just come and change the database name, and that is enough. So just to recap, in this video, we've learned how to parameterize the database name if you're trying to fetch data from SQL Server. I hope you find this video useful, and thanks for watching this video. Please do subscribe to my channel and like my videos if you enjoy what I'm doing. Cheers. Bye.